Hello and welcome to the Velveteen Lounge Kitchen. We are live. Hello. How is everyone this Thursday evening? I'm going to go find you right now. Okay. Hello. Welcome to the Velveteen Lounge Kitchen, where we're having George and Weezy's happy hour this evening. I'm sure many of you, hopefully, are social distancing. I know we are, and who better to social distance with than the Jeffersons and the Willises? So, all right, I'm just bringing this up so that we can keep track of who's here. All right. YouTube is up. All right, people on YouTube, hello. Please say hi, because on YouTube we can't tell unless you comment that you're there. So let me just get to Facebook real quick. It's been a crazy time. You would think that since we're home, we have so much time on our hands, and nope, it seems like the more we're at home, the more there is to do. So, yeah. Let us know if you're feeling the same way. But here we go. I've almost got it. And if you haven't downloaded our Spotify playlist yet, I have to say, this is one of my favorite playlists I've done in a long time. Wilma and Lucy, Laurice, hello. Terrell, hello. Thank you for joining us. Okay, good. I can see you. Lisa, hello. And Locked Grooves. Lisa and Errol and Locked Grooves on YouTube, hello. And yeah, thank you for joining us. I'm very excited to make the Mother Jefferson cocktail again. I might have just made one at lunch today. I liked it. I was a fan. So let us know if you are a fan of the Jeffersons. Let us know your favorite character. You know mine. Well, I said I was between Mother Jefferson and Florence. I think Mother Jefferson has the slight edge, though. Libby, hello, and Peter, hi. Good to see you this evening. Yeah, crazy times, but good to have you here. I think it's time for a Mother Jefferson. Well, actually, I think it's time to taste some vodka, because I used up 2 different kinds of vodka trying the Mother Jefferson, which gives you an idea of the direction the Mother Jefferson is going. She liked her vodka a lot. But we have a new bottle of vodka to try. So, let me get it. It is in this alien head, and the brand, I forgot my glasses, Outer Space Chrome vodka. Haven't tried it yet. This was a gift from a friend. And what better time to try it than when we have run out of our other vodka. So I'm going to crack it open and give it a try and hope Paul gets here one of these days. Oh, there he is.
Did you say you're cracking a new bottle?
I'm cracking a new bottle.
Well, let's check that out then.
All right. Lewis, hello, and Julie, hi. Oh, yeah, and if you go back to the YouTubes. We got,
yep. Oh, and Lisa, hello. Lisa.
Yes. So we are on Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. I'll get that later. And it has this chain around it. It's in this delightful alien head.
I think you need to remove that topper before you remove that chain. So
no, because there's a lip.
Okay.
We just have to get the little thingy opened.
You want me to apply a little coercion?
I know. I think my fingers are smaller than yours.
Okay. Try.
I got it.
Always
it's only brothy.
I got it.
Anxiety.
I don't got it.
I ain't got it. Okay.
Hello, Roberta from California.
Hello. Pat, hi.
Hello, Julie, Daryl.
We're going to taste this vodka if we ever get this chain off of it. Got it.
Boom.
Okay.
Hello, Pat.
All right.
Good to see you.
It's removed. Its chains have been removed.
Hello, Sylvia, Bob, Gregory.
Hello.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it did.
Is it? Are those from this?
Those are from this.
Oh, okay.
So that was the set.
I guess we opened
the set was opened. Sorry about that.
I'm starting to sweat.
I tell you, Now, here's where I try to demonstrate that. Oh, I can get that. Give it a minute, little lady. Yeah, right. So let's see.
I want that Mother Jefferson cocktail. Get that bottle open.
It's pretty tight. Oh, wow. I'm trying to do this without sloshing as well.
Well, I don't know.
Ooh.
I don't know if that's possible, but... Oh, you got it?
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, good boy.
Kind of that little cork. Just saying.
Hey, I opened the door. It's still hot in here. A little steamy in here. Okay, what was it, Monday? It was snowing.
Monday we had snow.
And today it's like hot and steamy.
Yeah, and last week we had something like a high of 70 out there.
Glorious. Oh, yeah. Sunshine high.
Hello.
Oh, thank you, Sunshine. I thought the Jeffersons, there are a lot of caftans, so I thought I would get into the caftanic spirit.
Okay, Facebook is having quite a bit of trouble right now with quality, whereas YouTube looks fine. Choose your biggest.
Yeah, if you want to watch on YouTube, the quality's a lot better.
Wow, this looks absolutely terrible.
You know what it is, though?
Yeah.
Hi, it might be bad on YouTube as well, because I found out that the on one of my creator pages or whatever, that YouTube and the sites, the Facebook and YouTube and all, are throttling down the quality of broadcasts because of the whole bandwidth problem.
This is going to be auto 144. Wow, that is well below.
Yeah, do 1080.
Let's try 1080,
Hi.
shall we? Yep.
1080.
Boom. Yeah.
Oh, look how much better it is.
All right, so if this happens to you, check that little cog wheel at the bottom of your screen. See what it's giving you. It was giving me like one-tenth the quality that I just pulled up.
If your internet's being throttled down.
Yeah. See if you can force it to go higher. You might only be able to get as far as like 720 or something. That's a hell of a lot better than what I just saw a second ago. So.
Hello, Mimi.
Look, because here this is just auto playing at 720, and that's fine. But let me see if I can get that higher even. Yeah, let's go 1080.
1080.
1080 on the YouTubes. Ooh, that's nice and crispy. I like it. So yeah, these things are bound to happen during these periods of time when maximum internet usage is happening during the day. So
yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. So actually, Wilma says it looks good.
Happening here.
Maybe our end was the one that's tanking out. I was complaining about that. Maybe it's just me.
You know what it is? It's your local internet.
Local provider, but also the defaults up on Facebook saying, "Oh, you don't want high definition. Oh, here." Like 320 will do just fine.
No, it won't.
Brother.
It won't.
No, it looks terrible.
It was completely out of focus.
We have invested a certain amount
Marie likes your
in
shirt.
the equipments.
Hi, Denise.
So that this will look better for you. Also, so that, better sound and all that kind of thing. So I'd like that to be the case.
So
anyway, so one more clink.
I did. I already tried it.
Yeah, it's a nice clean flavor. No strangeness going on.
It will get the job done for the Mother Jefferson cocktail.
It will indeed. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Love Grooves.
Yeah.
And Sylvia, hi.
Good to hear. Thanks for
okay.
the feedback. I appreciate it.
I'm going to pour the rest of my taste into my cocktail shaker.
What the heck? I will do that as well.
I have a lot of drinks to drink tonight.
There are other things to be done.
All right, so the Mother Jefferson starts with 2 ounces of vodka.
Have you written this one?
I have already written this one down. 2 ounces of vodka. For aficionados of the show, you know that Mother Jefferson really liked her vodka. So
she always claimed you're like, oh, no drink for me. Well, maybe just a little grape juice. And 2 shots of vodka in it.
Yeah, 2 shots of vodka. Hi, buddy. I can't get this closed. Chaz, hello. Yeah, our bunker looks just like our bar. I can't. We're going to have to get another cork for this because the cork doesn't want to go back in.
Kind of larger than
the
orifice from which it came.
The struggle.
Give that a try.
Okay, so the Mother Jefferson, 2 ounces of vodka.
There we go.
And then to that I'm going to add 1 ounce of sour cherry liqueur because sour, get it?
Mm-hmm.
And to that, we do have fresh lime. I hope we can get more limes tomorrow. We're scheduled for a supermarket pickup tomorrow. I hope they have fresh limes. But for the Mother Jefferson, I'm using bottled because Mother Jefferson.
Because Mother.
And, of course, it's never been opened before. So. Okay. That was easier to get into than the alien head.
Actually, substantially easier.
Okay,
no cork on this one. It's just got a little safety seal.
This one has bottled lime juice by design. So
safety seal, which these days seems to be a pretty good idea.
3/4 of an ounce of your bottled key lime juice.
Hello, John. Hello, Becky.
Hello. So
hello, Jazz.
The point of this one is that we want it to be sweet and sour. Mm-hmm. So we got a full ounce of the sour cherry in there, 3/4 of an ounce bottled lime juice. And then I'm going to shake that with, oh wait, let's get my Campari ready
Emergency
first.
rations, yes.
The surprise ingredient, Campari.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which container would you like to
I would like
that
a 1/2 ounce. I think it's a 1/2 ounce.
This guy will give you a nice half on this end.
Thank you. All right, I'm just going to prepare my Campari.
Probably about half of that is a good
for this.
Yeah, that seems right.
All right.
There we go.
So, shake with ice, not the Campari.
Don't shake the Campari.
So, get my ice. I didn't prepare a shaker tonight, and I'm touching my ice.
Just the two of us.
There's a scoop in there that I'm ignoring.
Building cocktails in the sky, just the two of us.
Okay. So, all right. Shake with ice. Alina, hello. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, shake with ice. Now, I don't strain this one.
Oh, no strainer for
I'm
you.
going to pour into my double old-fashioned glass.
Good wrap here. Ice and all. Ooh, that's very full.
Just a teeny little bit left. Okay.
Just a touch.
You'll want to get every drop.
But use a spoon.
Okay. Speaking of spoon. Oh, and I need a straw too.
Yes.
Where'd they go?
Straws right there. There should be more of them. I don't think we used them all.
Blah.
Hey, Dan.
Okay.
Good to see you.
Wow. Okay, nice long shot of my butt.
Well,
okay.
Hey, Ken.
Shake with ice.
Good to see you.
Hi, Ken. Pour into your old-fashioned glass, and then I'm going to. I was using a spoon earlier. I want to carefully drizzle the Campari over the top.
So you get that sort of a sinking effect.
It'll make it a beautiful red foam on top. But we want to carefully drizzle the Campari over the top so that it slowly sinks down into our drink. So it will be cloyingly sweet and sour.
The hard bitter finish.
Bitter finish. And that
well designed.
Is the Mother Jefferson. I don't want to rush this. And it's not like we have anywhere to be.
No, you can't rush perfection. And nor can you rush mothers-in-law.
I already tried it. I know it's good. Hi, John. All right. Then you want to use a straw because otherwise you'll just drink all the Campari right up front. Oh, Lori says mostly just your back and arm. Thank you.
Yeah. And as Dan points out, there's a fine bourbon named Jefferson. Oh, yes, that's right.
Right.
It's pretty good looking stuff. We don't happen to have any here. Wow, that's an oversight. Well,
we didn't go out to the liquor store today.
Didn't go out to the liquor store, and we're limiting our trips to said we stocked up recently just to make sure that for the duration, at least for a few weeks, we're well stocked and don't have to make any emergency trips.
We bought a shocking amount of liquor before all of this because, hi Amy, we did not know. I mean, liquor stores are considered essential in New York, but for how long?
Yeah.
So
we'll see how long these things last.
Yeah.
I've heard of some very erratic things being considered essential, mostly by the proprietors of the businesses.
Yeah.
Must definitely.
No comment.
This one, what I like about this is that you raise the glass to your lips, you take a sip, and like you immediately get this big, heavy aroma of bitter coming at you.
The Mother Jefferson.
From the Campari.
So for those of you just joining us, the Mother Jefferson was 2 ounces of vodka, 1 ounce sour cherry liqueur, 3/4 of an ounce of your bottled key lime juice, shake with ice, pour into your old-fashioned glass with the ice, and then drizzle a 1/2 ounce of Campari over the top. Drink with a straw.
And there we go. We're kind of in a loop on YouTube. If you are having trouble on that end or completely frozen, you can switch to Facebook and vice versa. Going both ways, we're likely to be throttled down one place or another because limitations on bandwidth. Ah, yes, everybody's using it. But at this hour, it's like, well, everybody's home and has been home and has been doing. So, heck, which should be good.
I'm a big fan of the Mother Jefferson.
I think it's a good thing. I'll take another sip.
So do you have something in mind for us?
I do, in fact. In fact, I might just go for the more complicated one first, just to get it done. Before
well, you can still talk.
Well, I can, before this bar gets crowded and things like that there. So I'm going to move this along right there. Hey, Tom.
Hello.
Glad to hear. We've got the western end of the state chiming in. Yep. Hope you're doing just swell. I'm going to make just a notation here.
I have no idea what he's making.
Now, within the context of this show, George always, just never, shall I say, misses an opportunity to remind you of his wealth. And then when he doesn't have as much wealth as somebody else, he really wants to aspire towards that wealth. He is a self-made man, as he will tell you repeatedly. He scratched and clawed his way up that ladder. And whether this is like a fine load of BS or not, and as you find out from early episodes, yeah, there's more to it than that, George. He does have the distinction of having pushed his way into success. And success in his day, even then, meant millions. So I decided to go...
But then he got money from a lawsuit.
And that was what really launched him. So, anyway. But the rest
Jefferson's trivia for
the rest of it was just a little scrappy business there in the dry cleaning business. So I said, well, what is suitable here outside of like the Jackass cocktail? How about the millionaire cocktail? Now that sounds like a lot of fun.
Okay, I got to share with you what Lori said because it's hilarious. She said, after Prohibition, aren't they sort of constitutionally guaranteed since it's illegal to distill our own spirits? We were talking about that the other day. What happens if it becomes necessary to home distill?
Yeah, you're going to have a lot of trouble with the IRS, with ATF, like various federal agencies which regulate such things, particularly the taxation thereof, will want a word with you. And it's not like a still is the sort of thing you tuck away in the back of the kitchen because, of course, what does it produce? Ethanol. It usually produces ethanol at very high concentrations. And if you vaporize that within an enclosed area, you don't want to pile it like burning at the same time.
It might blow up.
We have heard about a local distillery which, in fact, did have the alarm go off and everybody fled the building and the building blew up. So that is a hazard. Most of these buildings do have specific alarms. It's a dangerous sort of practice. You hear about those stills in the backwoods of, somewhere in the Appalachians, making the white lightning, which in fact blow from time to time.
Well, it just made me think of, we were watching an episode of Man from U.N.C.L.E. last week, and it was a moonshining episode, and they kept talking about the revenuers.
Yep.
The is you revenuers? Yeah, so
this was very Hollywood hick, I gotta say. Mm-hmm. And, from time to time you just go, oh, brother, smack forehead. So we're going to do something called the Millionaire. Now, the Millionaire, if you could ice me, please.
Of course.
We'll go from there. Millionaire starts with a shot of whiskey.
Was
I smart enough to bring just the regular bourbon over here?
Nope.
No, I was not. Was I smart enough to leave the double-sided shot over here?
I'll get it. Here.
All right. If you got that?
You just want plain old bourbon, right?
I want our Goodwill bourbon.
Okay.
And look carefully for... Now, thank you. We haven't been using Rebel Yell, speaking of backwoods hicks and things like that.
Hi, Michelle.
Rebel Yell itself is actually distilled in St. Louis, so...
Oh my gosh. Okay, so YouTube says... YouTube's... Okay.
Oh, brother.
Autoplay.
Okay, so...
I put it on autoplay because...
Try 720.
All right.
What? Autoplay is going to give us something really terrible. And hit the play button again. We're going through this too, folks.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, brother. Hit auto, see what happens.
All right.
Brother.
I don't know. Well, I think it's playing, so... It is playing on YouTube. This is what happens when they throttle down your internet.
You don't say.
It is still playing. Oh, well. If you're watching on YouTube, I hope you can see this. Otherwise, we're on Facebook still. So, you're making the Millionaire.
I am indeed.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for the double cheddar, the shot in the pony.
Oh, it's...
Isn't it?
Down there.
It is?
Oh, I don't see it?
No, I don't think I see it.
Oh.
I thought I used it before, but it's not kicking around over here.
Nope.
Oh, gee.
He can't find his equipment. Hi, Satellite. So, anyway, I don't know what's going on, and we're still there, I think. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to... Anyway,
Anyway.
I don't know.
Oh, well. So I
don't know.
I found the 1 and the 2. This will do the job. We will estimate carefully. And there we go. This little item starts out
thank you,
with a
Stuart.
good shot of bourbon.
Okay, Lisa says you're watching on both.
Crystal clear.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks for the report because, we're just recording here. I have no idea what it looks like. My local internet could be terrible. Yours could be fine. Looks good for you? Hey, I would prefer if it looks good for you and it looks terrible for you because I don't need to look at myself. I just need it to work.
I know.
I'll look at the playback.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's one of those things I've had to let go. Had to let go of so many things in the past couple of weeks.
So many things.
It's out of my hands. Literally.
Now, what else is in this? Jan Millionaire also calls for 1/4 teaspoon grenadine and 1/2 ounce curacao. I think it needs more grenadine than that, and I'm going to give it to you.
Did you bring over any orange liqueur?
I didn't. Actually, that blood orange should do just fine. I think
Pardon me.
So about that much. That's probably about 1/4 ounce of grenadine. 1/4 teaspoon is like barely enough. It's about a tiny amount of coloring. Not going to do anything. 1/2 ounce, I think it said, of the curacao. Yes.
Oh, yeah. John says, with this drink of blood, a Thurston Howell III.
Possibly.
Yeah. Peter knows about going live on Facebook. I know a lot of people are going live on Facebook these days.
It's a thing, isn't it?
Which is why it's,
Suddenly it's a thing.
Everyone's on the internet all of a sudden.
Everyone's doing it and everyone's putting out their appeal, would you please help, things like that. I think, well, we do that every week. And anyone who is currently supporting us via various means like Patreon, I really appreciate it. If you can continue to do that, and if you can't, well, I guess that's life. If you did
Sandra.
If you did not realize that we actually do Patreon, then, and you can, I really appreciate that too. Okay, so no bitters in this. Could you grab the orange bitters, please?
Sure.
I'll take a shot of that. I think this would benefit from a shot of orange bitters. I think most cocktails would benefit, and the definition of cocktail is supposed to include bitters. So there we go.
Leave that open.
Shot or two. Dash. And the kicker, this is sort of the fancy thing that might make this a millionaire, is an egg white.
Oh.
So, boy.
Precious commodity.
Precious commodity, eh? I'm gonna actually crack an egg live on the bar. What could possibly go wrong with this scenario?
There
we go.
When we run out of those eggs, I don't know.
Couldn't tell you. Just put this back here very carefully. This usually works really well for about half of it, and then you really have to kind of shuffle the rest of that.
Don't want to get any yolk into your drink.
No yolk. All white. Ooze. There we go. That's about as good as that gets.
Now what are you going to do with that yolk?
I don't know. We're going to use it in something. Maybe we'll make a cocktail that involves an egg yolk. There are such things. They usually call themselves golden, and then there's a version with the egg white that calls itself silver. Silver fizz, that kind of thing.
All right.
What does the egg white add, you might ask, if you are not a cocktail person? I'm sure Peggy knows. It will add some froth. Now, since this is an egg white, first of all, yes, I'm taking raw egg. This is 80 proof. I don't really have too many worries about that. Many other things to be worried about these days in terms of epidemiology. And that's as far as I'll go with that, but you all know. And the second thing is, since this is the egg yolk, much like creamy ingredients, you need to shake the hell out of it. And that will get it frothy. So here we go.
Lori's was talking about the eggs. She's just going to comment on the eggs. Okay. So, you got to shake that hard.
Yeah. Notice how frosted this is getting? Yes, this is getting really, really cold.
Okay, well, Stuart says it's not a proper Thurston Howell unless you serve it in a coconut shell.
We can do that.
Should I go get a coconut?
Why not?
Pardon me. I gotta crawl over.
I'll keep shaking. Shake your cocktail. Shake your cocktail. Copyright infringement. Shake your cocktail. Shake your cocktail. Ow! Still shaking. Got that coconut? Is it relatively clean? This is good because my fingers are very cold. Wow.
I might just dust it out.
That'd be fine.
I might just dust it out with
dusting.
My skirt.
I've taken to a practice.
Any port in a storm.
Oh, whatever,
right.
whatever you need.
I even brought you a parasol.
Well, that's kind of perfect for that thing. We need a straw of some kind, don't you think?
Yes.
Yes.
Pardon me.
You're not exactly sipping this out
I'm
of
like
this sort
the
of
gopher this evening.
The actual glass called for is just one of these. But I think this will work fine in here.
How about a crazy straw?
A crazy straw is just kind of perfect for Thurston Howell III. I've taken to also, once I shake, let it rest. Let it rest for a minute. Go about your business. I've traditionally thought you're going to dilute the cocktail. And then it suddenly occurs to me, you just shook it for a minute. What's another 30? What's another 30 seconds? This is full of air.
Oh, Lisa says we had chickens for eggs when we retire to our farmland. Oh,
hello. Now there's a fun.
That's nice. They'll die of old age after a life of pampering. I love that.
Fine idea.
Hi, Brent.
Do strain in. Now the one thing you're not really going to be able to see here, since we decided to turn this into a Thurston, is that foamy layer, which is forming in the top of this.
Need some ice in there.
Well, this is an up cocktail, and I don't want to dilute it further.
All right.
So it's just going to have to look like that, and that's the way it is. So, kind of hard to see. I'm not going to pour this out, but a little foamy in there, a little pink because of
the coconut, so it's legit.
Blood orange.
Legit.
Apply straw. Apply umbrella. This is a whiskey drink with... Does this actually have any lemon juice?
Oh, Michelle says local farms usually sell fresh eggs. Check the marketplace. All right.
Okay, I'm tasting this and saying, you know what? This is okay, but it really should be a sour. And if it should be a sour, then add some sour. I happen to have some right here. So I'm going to add about...
The fresh lime, not the bottled.
Well, it's a millionaire after all. There we go. That's about enough. I'm going to carefully add that in here and give it a stir. So you didn't try this in the first place, but if you tried this, you would have said, gee, needs some lime juice.
Wow, it's way too sweet. I'm pretty sure we've had the millionaire before.
We may well have done this sometime in the past. I'm not so sure. Am I repeating myself? I don't know. You don't care. We're here to make a few drinks.
We make a large number of cocktails.
Now that is nice. Right here.
Yeah, I like that.
It's a sort of a whiskey sour.
Yeah, I like that. It's good.
International Marketplace. Hello. We're watching the
Jeffersons is on, and it's
the
4-part Jeffersons in Hawaii
oh boy, circa
series.
Like 1983 or 84, I think this is. So
back when International Marketplace was still,
there, and Don's was still there, and Vic's was still there.
Yeah.
Oh,
hi, Philip.
All these places. Hey, Phil.
Oh, there was a car chase. Oh my gosh.
Oh my.
Wow. And Jason, hi.
Hey there.
Oh my gosh, there's a car chase. Yikes.
Seems like there should be a car chase in Jason's backyard. But hey, that's just a stereotype.
We got in we weren't part of the car chase, but we got in the middle of a car chase.
Yeah, I forget where that was.
Connecticut
sometime.
On I-84 in Connecticut. This guy was driving like a bat out of hell.
Mm-hmm.
We're just like, oh my God. Like
weaving in.
There was tons of traffic. It was crazy. We're just like, oh my God, that was really scary. And then suddenly there's a police like following him, same route. We're just like, wow, that was a car chase.
The real thing.
Yep.
You normally only see this on chips.
Yep.
But we were in the middle of it. You know.
So I'm enjoying the Mother Jefferson, which was 2 ounces of vodka, 1 ounce sour cherry liqueur, 3/4 of an ounce of the key lime juice. Shake with ice. Pour with your ice into your old-fashioned glass, and then drizzle a 1/2 ounce of Campari over it for a bitter finish.
For that bitter finish.
And then Paul is enjoying the Millionaire.
Millionaire cocktail.
Yes.
Sort of a classic, which is not available on here.
But it's still live.
Okay, it's still live. I'm going to give this a refresh and see what happens. We might need to completely reload.
We might need to reload. That sounded like somebody else, but...
Yes, it did, indeed.
All right.
Okay,
but it worked.
Giving us 720.
That fixed it.
That's good. If your playback actually suffers, check the little wheel, the little cog at the bottom there, see if you can improve the quality. Both of these platforms have it. If it completely conks out, just reload, give it a refresh, and it should come back. If I can see me going, I guess you can see me going, but I really don't know. So, Millionaire is a fun one. It's kind of a classic. I got it out of the old Mr. Boston Bar Guide. I would wager that dates back quite a ways considering the egg white in there. If you're saying to yourself, oh, I don't know about raw egg white, you could use a coddled egg, like they do in, say, salad dressings sometimes. You could use that powdered egg white, would probably work fine. And that's, of course, pasteurized, etc.
Yep.
I think you can buy pasteurized egg whites in a carton, so just like you can buy egg beaters and all that. So you have options there. I just crack an egg.
Yes, like Mr. Howell. That's exactly, yes.
I get raw eggs in Mexico. I think, I'm just going to have them here. What's the difference?
Yeah.
So, but this is actually quite nice.
We're living life on the edge here.
I think
here at the lounge.
Really, one of the classic ways to make a whiskey sour is to use an egg white to give it that froth at the top. Mm-hmm. And if you have a commercial mix and you shake that up, it's foamy, and I think they're imitating that idea. So that's the thing there.
Oh my gosh, Lori says our minivan got spotlighted on the interstate on our way home from friends one night. I kept wondering what criminals would choose a minivan instead of getaway wheels. I heard the same thing about PT Cruiser. Back when we had a PT Cruiser, someone was talking about being spotlighted in a PT Cruiser. And I'm like, what criminal drives a PT Cruiser?
If you had the turbocharged one, they're kind of zippy, and they're very light vehicles that kind of reminds me of the Italian Job with those minis.
Elaine says carton egg whites don't froth. Okay, good to know.
Really? This is a carton egg white, and it frothed. I can't really show it to you, but yeah, it did.
Well, he shook the crap out of it. You have to really shake it for a long time.
I always use carton eggs. And when we have to use one on a cocktail, like we will do sometimes, on occasion, well, maybe more occasions than not, on a Sunday, oh my, look at that. When it's time for brunch drinks, I really favor, I'm not a big Bloody Mary fan, although a Bloody Mary features prominently on this show, but I am a big fan of the Ramos Gin Fizz. Now that is a very simple thing with an egg white, and you need to shake, shake, shake. But when you get that, you'll get that froth. Yeah. It's literally, I'm shaking for 2 minutes.
He often makes Ramos Gin Fizzes for brunch, but he really shakes them for a long time.
You got to shake that one.
Okay, Jeremy. Wasn't raw eggs from Mexico the name of Talking Heads' second
Yes, that's the one. That's the one. Between Remaining Light and, Talking Heads 77.
Hi, Janice.
That's the guy. I was just listening to the Talking Heads the other day. I don't know why. So, there we go.
I liked it.
Yeah, Remaining Light.
Considering some of the things he puts on, I was kind of happy it was the Talking Heads.
Play all sorts of noise around here, and I don't subject you to it because, hey, my bag.
I love a variety of music, but I just can't go there with some of it. I'm sorry.
Well, I listen to everything, absolutely everything.
He does.
And I'm actually, very fond of a lot of 20th century compositional stuff, which could be pretty noisy. And I don't say that everybody here needs to listen to that.
Nope.
But if you're interested, I can certainly make some recommendations.
Nope.
Some of it I like more than others. So, and I listen to a lot of stuff that's very melodic.
Dan says, wasn't clear. Pouring liquid egg whites from a carton. Okay, got it.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've never tried it.
Well, that's a good point, because I've never tried that, and if I did, I'd be shaking forever, and nothing would be happening, would it? Yeah.
Lisa says, Errol's friend from work was driving home in a vehicle of the same description used in the kidnapping. Oh my God, he was stopped 3 times.
Oh, jeez. So, I'm just thinking about the third time they stopped this guy, he's like, hi, yeah, you got to talk to your buddies because this has happened 5 minutes ago.
Even the Smiths. I love the Smiths. I'm good with the Smiths.
Oh, yeah, I have no problem with the Smiths.
I'm good with the Smiths.
I will even delve into the Dire Morrissey himself, who does his best to give you the most depressing songs ever. That's his thing.
No, I can't with the John Cage. Sorry.
Not a really huge fan myself.
Sorry.
I can respect quite a bit of the music and the composition, but I don't put it on first thing.
The Yoko Ono screaming.
I am a fan of Yoko, actually.
I'm a fan of Yoko. I'm just not a fan of listening to Yoko scream.
For 15 minutes at a time?
Sorry.
Yeah, that's the live record.
I'm sorry.
There's also, of course,
sorry.
Big influence on, among other things, the gals from the B-52s, who definitely put that to work in songs here and there. So,
I could tell you stories. I need another drink in me to tell you stories, but I could tell you stories of going to see Paul perform some of these
various
compositions.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Nothing like a little modern composition there. Big fun. But we've got plenty of time around here these days. I am When I work from home, I listen to music.
We have lots of time these days.
That's lots of time, But I don't have really
Marky,
time.
hi.
I don't have time for idle. I mean, I'm working for 8 hours in the day, but I put on music because hey, it's pretty boring otherwise. So.
And the music he puts on. Let's just say headphones were invented for a beautiful
all
reason.
Over the place. But hey, I was playing some 20th century compositions, Mr. Pierre Boulez, and also Mr. Chuck Higgins. So
nothing you
all
played.
Over the place.
Nothing you played today made me want to drive a stake through my temple. But...
Yes, I'm not reaching for the screechy stuff.
Oh, Tom, I don't like any of that atonal crap. Even punk rock attitude. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Sandra, I agree. No Yoko singing. We went to an exhibit in San Francisco, Yoko Ono. Mm-hmm. Oh, Steve, if you're still here.
Yep.
Yeah, Steve, we were staying with Steve when we went there.
You recommended the exhibit. So
and I loved it. The Yoko exhibit was awesome. And it was so fun because there was a phone there and she would randomly call people on that phone. I thought that was awesome.
You were walking by and it rang, you picked up, it was Yoko. So that was kind of fun.
Nancy's asking if you heard of Mexican Morrissey. No,
hey,
but I will look Mexican up.
That's like Elvis.
Yeah, like Elvis.
Of course, is awesome.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I love it.
Fluxus, yeah.
Fluxus,
That's the group that she belonged to. They did all the wacko, far out performance art stuff. Some of it is
wacko. I don't mind wacko. I don't want to come across like a fuddy-duddy. I just can't handle someone screaming for 15 minutes. That just sounds like Walmart to me.
I've seen that live, for certain. And I will say that what gets me is not the atonal as much as the sort of not really composed. Like random things happen, we put that on sheet music
like
and we decide to play it. Yeah. So
it's just like someone screaming in my ear of Walmart for 15 minutes. Yes, Kate Pearson. We love Kate Pearson. Yeah, Elvis.
Rockaz.
Elvis is awesome. We've seen Elvis a few times. We met Elvis.
Yes.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, he actually
Marty's here. Hi,
saw my
Marty.
outfit and shook my hand. He's a
Could you give
fun
me
guy.
a champagne flute, please?
I would be glad to.
Thank you.
Deliver it down.
I am done with my cocktail, so I'm going to make another one.
Sounds like a fair idea, doesn't it?
Yes. I have an idea.
That sounds like a bad idea. There you go.
It sounded like something broke, but it didn't.
It didn't actually.
No, it just...
I may actually join you in such things.
Tight quarters.
Pardon me, it is tight quarters. Ha! There we go.
If you wouldn't mind making notes. Peter says how... I love Susie. I'm good with Susie. It's just... Okay.
Oh, Susie, yeah.
Okay.
She herself...
Being married to this one...
does have like a very strong mid-range and can emit piercing tones.
Susie's awesome. I'm just... Being married to this one, you would not believe some of the music that I've endured. And I mean live.
The sights, the smells.
I mean performances that he was in.
Yeah. I have done my part.
There was the one where it was two guys on stage, and one of them was setting his guitar strings on fire while the other one beat the guitar with a chain.
Yeah. That was actually about 5 people, but it was those 2 guys in that part of the performance. That went on. And my buddy and I were playing a different set. We had already played. Our equipment was backstage. Yeah. We had to wait until these guys were done. I think we eventually just left and went to get some...
We did. We went to Veselka.
We had to get some pierogies.
we left and got food.
So it's a pretty good antidote to such things. And when we got back, I think they were still playing, But at least we knocked up a whole bunch of the set.
But there was one night where my headache was so bad, I had to leave. In the middle, I had to leave at intermission. I'm like, I love you.
Didn't say you had to stay.
I would die for you, but I'm not going to stay for the second half of this. And I just went home because it was so bad.
Online radio shows. Well, I'm not normally listening to online radio.
Oh, well, but shows that are on the radio.
Shows that are on the radio, like
Bachelor Pad.
Yep. Bachelor Pad does on Fridays, I believe, live, but you can catch the rebroadcast.
Bachelor Pad.
There's Paul and Amanda, who broadcast on VKR, are also live on the internet.
We were on their show.
We were on their show. Play a lot of old rock and roll, they do. There's
Mr. Fine Wine.
Fine Wine on Fridays on WFMU, we like. There's Matt Five Ash on Wednesdays at 7 Eastern Time.
Becky.
Does an hour worth of the blues, followed immediately by Becky doing an hour worth of country. So there's some great shows, but you can check out WFMU.org. They broadcast all over the world. Their morning show is a hoot. It's a lot of fun.
I mean, you probably know Jason from Bachelor Pad, Java, But yeah, his show's awesome.
And who am I thinking of? Jet. Doesn't Jet do a show still?
Yeah.
Jet
Sterling
Freak Out.
Yep.
I would recommend that. And there's also a whole ton of stuff on Luxuria that I have not really delved into, but the shows all look really cool. So luxuriamusic.com, I certainly could.
Jeremy says, once attended a show in college with a tuba hooked up to a wah-wah pedal. That could be fun. I could be okay with that.
I've got a version somewhere of Manic Depression played by, I believe, Polka Tharsis. I know it's Brave Combo, I think. And they basically got like the whole bass line played on tuba. So that's a lot of fun.
Fine with that. It's really just screaming. There's just like this pitch that, oh, I love Tiki Bryan too, Lisa. Yeah, and Coop Cooper. We were on Coop Cooper's show one time too.
Coop does a good show.
Coop Cooper's awesome.
Coop does a great show. I'm trying to think of who does. I get notifications of one it's like an Exotica show on the Facebook. And I have to think about who it is because I don't want to be rude and forget people.
Well, there's Tiki
who
Bryan.
I subscribe to. Brian does, yes.
Primitive Show with George. Okay, yeah. I don't know that one, but all right.
And there's, who am I thinking of? Oh, we were at his bar, as a matter of fact, in Pennsylvania. Andy.
Oh, Andy Panda. Andy Panda Montero.
Does a show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's a bunch of stuff to take a look at.
Yep.
But definitely, if you're interested. I usually just go to one of three places, think of something, grab it, and play an album. And I've been finding really good luck recently with Spotify because we subscribe, so no ads. If you don't subscribe or if you don't pay, then you get ads, but you still get access. And I've found that the quality has actually been very high.
Lori says exactly what I was afraid of. Lori says one time I loosened a cage on Sparkling, then paused to check a recipe of corn pop. That's exactly what I was afraid of.
Yeah, you got to be careful about this.
Yeah, Marty says WVKR. Here's the thing about this. People ask questions like that, and then I'm afraid I'm going to forget someone because I know how it feels to be forgotten when someone like, oh, what online shows can you recommend to people? And they recommend everyone but us. I'm like, I hate you.
So I'm really trying to.
So like I know I want to mention everyone.
Like to nail shut everybody I know who's doing a show because and if you're thinking, oh, how could you possibly forget? Please just
if you do a radio show, please
throw
it
in the
here.
comments.
Hi, Lori.
Really appreciate it. VKR does simulcast. I don't think the quality used to be as good as it is now, and that has improved.
Yeah.
So you can grab some of the shows.
Luxuria Music.
I've heard a few different shows on there, and there's a lot of fun. I know that Stuart used to do a show on there, but I'm not sure he's still doing one. But he played a lot of great rock.
Brett's talking about Luxuria Music. We know a few people DJ on Luxuria Music. That's the thing. Yeah,
I was just name checking Luxuria. I know that
we're gonna forget people, and I'm gonna wake up in the middle of the night and be upset.
Dennis used to do a Beach Boys show, but I think that that's all archive shows by now. But you can still access them. And who else does a show on there? I'm thinking of
Montreal. Montreal.
Oh,
Thrifting for.
So for Tunes, is it John from Montreal?
Yeah, John from Montreal does Thrifting for Tunes on there.
But also, there's several people we know actually do shows on Luxuria. But I really wanted to name, and it'll come to me, Dionysus Records.
Yeah, Lee.
Yeah. Joseph does the show on there. Bingo.
Yep.
There we go. Yep. Trying to pull this stuff out of my brain, thinking about 100 things at once.
With a drink in him.
Yeah.
With a drink in him.
We're not there yet, folks. In the meantime, you need to make us something.
I'm going to make my second drink. So if you...
Well, that was really slick.
If you wouldn't mind...
What do you like?
If you wouldn't mind writing this down for me, Slick.
Okay. Go ahead.
Actually, I could use a jigger. A pony and a jigger.
I never found that one.
Are you It's not down there on that side on the bottom shelf on top of those glasses?
There we go. That's the guy. Pony and shot.
Thank you. I was saving it for myself. Okay. I'm just kidding. I wasn't really. Okay, so.
Gin and vermouth, pony and a shot.
I'm calling this, Kitty and Mr. C. Okay. Do you have a link?
Yeah, throw it in there.
Yeah.
I didn't realize about the radio show. Henry did a great spoken word album years ago. I remember like borrowing somebody's tape and copying it, and he does some really funny stuff live. So I can recommend that.
So this one has a story. So if you'll bear with me for just one moment. So there's an episode of The Jeffersons in season 6 called Louise versus Florence, and they get into a big fight, and One of the running jokes for the episode is the way Louise wakes up in the morning and says, "Coffee!" She just wants her coffee. So I'm calling this drink Louise versus Florence. And I'm starting with an ounce of the Kraken Black Roast Coffee Rum into my champagne flute. Did I do that neatly?
No.
Not completely neatly.
No.
Thank you. I was trying to be neat.
That's why we have.
Okay. All right. Pardon me while I
whip this out.
That was.
But you can't tell
we
on
did
video.
Melrose last week.
I just saw the playbook
right.
on that. Playback. On
that drizzled a little bit.
A little bit of
okay.
Happens. It'll be sticky too.
You couldn't tell, but I told anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't have any secrets here. Like, oh no, that was a perfect pour. Yeah.
Okay, so I am making this kind of a variation on a Kir Royale.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do a half ounce of creme de cassis.
Do not remember Vanilla Bean or Pat Duncan from FMU, Peter. I remember the show that used to be in the slot where Double Dip Recess is on Saturdays was Bob Brainin, who was one of the classic low-energy DJs of all time.
Locked Cruise.
You were really amazed to listen to him talk, but he had great taste. He played really good stuff.
I like Yoko, but not her Caterwauling.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's exactly how I feel. I like Yoko, but not her Caterwauling.
Reply to that thing. Okay. Recommendations. I believe at that point, I'm sorry, I'm a little behind on the comments on the YouTube. I was talking about like contemporary modern stuff. I would start with Edgar Varese because very vigorous, very well composed, a fair amount of noise, and a lot of complex stuff going on. You have to have some tolerance for strange sounds. So if you don't, forget it. But if you do, you'll probably like them a lot.
I can tolerate strange sounds. I can't tolerate ongoing screaming. And
Just
sounds like Walmart to me.
Stockhausen is definitely recommendable. He's usually like very complicated stuff, a lot of different things happening, a lot of electronic sounds, kind of fun.
So I added a half ounce of fresh lime juice to this.
Cleavon Little.
Oh, do we watch it in order or skip around? Oh, on the Jeffersons or on... John's asking if we watch the episodes in order or skip around.
You missed the tropical drinks.
Oh.
We've been skipping around because we were trying to do a little research, so we've been hitting different eras. But we actually watched a lot of the first disc, so we watched about half of the first season. So that was kind of in order. Yeah.
I've been watching the Jeffersons for so many years that normally if I watch a series, if I decide to start a series, I will start at the beginning because I don't want to miss anything. Mm-hmm. But I've been seeing the Jeffersons forever, so I can watch any. But anyway, I added a half ounce of fresh lime juice to this. So it was 1 ounce of the Kraken Black Roast Coffee Rum, half ounce of creme de cassis, a half ounce fresh lime juice, and I'm going to top with my chilled rosé cava. So this is kind of a riff on the coffee. It's kind of a riff on a Kir Royale. And in that same episode, they drink champagne. So we don't have champagne, we have cava.
There we go.
So bottoms up.
You can toast somebody named Linda Patterson has joined. Hello. And
hello.
Hello, Lori. I don't think I name checked you before.
I said hi to Lori.
Oh, you did? Okay. So, well, she did.
So, yeah. Oh, it's good.
We'll give that a try.
I could probably use a little more cleaner on my glass. It's pretty sticky.
Oh, yeah. Well.
Oh, yeah, that's sticky.
Out with that and in with that. That's why I have a bottle of spray on me. You know?
Here, spray some of that on my hands, too.
Speaking of all of this hand sanitizer that's been going around, folks. Oof. I know I just sprayed the computer keyboard. Well, probably not a bad idea.
Bob Brain. Oh, Bob Brain. Greta Van Fleet. I love these suggestions. They're great.
Yeah, I will listen to all sorts of things.
I'll take that and wipe down my glass after this.
And I hear a lot of suggestions for groups that are like these big noisy rock bands, and I listen and I say, it's the Stooges again, and I got the Stooges, so I probably don't really need to listen to them, but hey, you know, you like them, you like them,
you know what, I'm good with the Stooges, too. I feel like I sounded like a big middle-aged fuddy-duddy when I said that. I just can't handle... I can't handle being screamed at for long periods of time. And also just, I don't know, like someone beating on their guitar repeatedly with a chain while it's flaming. Like, I don't know.
We're wondering about the whole point of this business here.
Yeah.
Possibly.
It just felt like a half hour of my life I'll never get back.
Yeah, too true. Hi, Cheryl. Glad to see you.
Hi, Cheryl. Cheers. So I'm drinking the Louise versus Florence.
Now that you have bubbles, I'm envious of your bubbles. But I also thought about making something. We're making these drinks in sort of honor of various characters. What about the eccentric English neighbor of Mr. Bentley?
Oh,
Harry
Mr. Bentley.
And I saw in the fridge we happen to have an extremely particular...
Mark Kramer, hello.
Hey, Mark. Oh, yeah.
Love the Stooges.
Well, I remember...
I'm good with the Stooges.
I don't know if I introduced you to the Stooges. I remember getting their first album when, we roomed, and that's going back a number of years that I won't mention. And that was a...
I'll
I remember
mention
listening
it
to
for
that
you.
first...
No, I'm kidding.
No, but you remember, I picked it up at a joint called Zigzag on Long Island. I forget the town. Doesn't matter.
Hop-Hog.
Place is long gone. Not Hop-Hog. Not that far out. And I remember listening. It's like, this was a great record. And I threw it on a tape years ago, a big open reel tape. Played it recently. It sounded great. So what the hell can I tell you? Rammstein. Oh, I don't know Rammstein. Yeah, they're fun, big, metal-y, big, loud.
Metal-y's fine.
Metal-y. I was listening recently to some early Motorhead and having a pretty good time with that. So
I just remember when we were first getting to know each other, and you played some Hawkwind for me, and I was really into it, and you were very surprised. Like, I think you thought I was too bourgeois for Hawkwind or something, but
maybe
but I was into it.
You were listening to a lot of new wavy stuff, and I didn't know if you would like these big heavy dinosaur bands. But they're a little different. They're a little different than all that. They're a little punky, as it turns out, and they have a heaviness that does make them about the loudest band in the universe. Could you throw an ice cube in there, please?
Of course.
Oh
my gosh!
Looks like Cheryl's quality was breaking up. Let's see.
It's,
looks okay from here, but that's no guarantee of anything, really.
Let's
see what would be good in this.
The various internet providers are throttling people down to make sure everyone gets bandwidth.
We're sharing the bandwidth now.
And
great.
I understand it, but at the same time, I'm mad about it as a creator. I want my videos to be in 1080.
This is looking great right here, right now. I wish it would look like that for you. In fact, I wish it would look like that for you more than for me. I don't really care. But for you, I wish it would. So,
Tom says the first concert he went to was the Outlaws and Molly Hatchet.
Rock!
Oh my gosh.
No, that's a big thing. Could you do me a favor and throw in...
Anything else?
We didn't bring any bitters besides the orange. I could do some fun bitters in there. How about those drops and dashes from the top shelf? I think it's Roots.
You want Roots or Blossom?
Roots. I think it's Roots. Yeah, that's the thing.
Pardon me, dropping out again.
Oh, Marty's name checking. Throbbing Gristle, R.I.P. Genesis. Yeah, we heard about that recently.
Oh my God,
a unique
I
sort of
love
fellow,
Genesis.
a unique sort of band.
I love Genesis.
I picked up their greatest hits album back in 1985 at a dive called Bleecker Bob's Records. Anybody else remember Bleecker Bob's? Yeah, he's
thank you. Good
not
in
there
New
any longer.
Hampshire,
I believe
Facebook
Bob
and
still
YouTube.
is, but
thank you.
A couple of dashes of these bitters. These happen to be the Bitter Truth Drops and Dashes Roots.
Wait, nobody's writing this down.
Oh yes, if you would. This will be simple.
No, wait. What are you making?
I'm making a Harry Bentley.
Harry Bentley.
Harry Bentley. I'm going to grab my what I dropped. Hello.
How many dashes of the Roots?
2 dashes. I'm going to give this 3/4 of an ounce of the Stones Original Ginger. This is a fortified wine product.
All right.
So I poured over some bitters
good.
over an ice cube. I'm pouring in the Stones. I want to add a little bit of sour to make that happen. Not because Harry was sour. He was always a chipper fellow.
Oh, thank you, Cheryl. Cheryl likes her outfits.
I just want to cut the sweetness on that Stones. Stones has a nice ginger flavor, not heavy.
What do you add?
1/4 ounce of lime.
Okay.
And I'm going to fill with the cava. Is this cava?
Yeah, that's cava.
That's cava. Very good. Just getting my sparkling correct. And in fact, it's rosé cava, which I think is pretty appropriate. I think the Stones is very...
That's going to overflow.
Not quite.
You don't think the Harry Bentley needs some gin?
I was wondering about that. Let me try this and see if it does. Gin would be highly appropriate as well. Yeah, let's up the content on that.
Did you bring gin, or do I need to get gin?
I did not bring gin.
Pardon me.
Didn't think about gin. So I'm going to add 1 ounce of gin to that, and I will add it here. And there we go.
Gin.
Ah, Roku. Not an English gin, actually a Japanese gin.
Well, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm not really sorry.
And I think I'm kind of killing it, too.
Oh my gosh, Peter's talking about Blaker Bob's.
Blaker Bob's.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Blaker Bob's is currently, I believe, a sushi joint. That's highly appropriate. Bob's left a lot to be desired. Generation is still open and doing fine. Last time I was there, I found some.
I saw that cute.
I was there around Christmas and found some really cool Christmas records. So I got to say, they're
Sue.
still getting stuff.
Hi, Sue. Thank you so much.
Okay, I just want to give this a bit of a stir.
I was thinking that Harry Bentley had to have gin.
And I want to fully top this with the bubbles and give that a try.
All right.
Yep. Now that's a really good thing. It's got some very typically English products in there, even if I use Japanese gin.
Oh, yeah. Yep. The gin's perfect.
Yep.
Hi, Justin.
I was kind of thinking that the Stones by itself would do. It came off a little thin. It doesn't have an extremely heavy flavor. It's not like ginger beer.
I didn't try it without the gin, but the gin is perfection.
And definitely adding a bit of sour there, a little bit of lemon or lime, worth your time.
That's so good.
And yes, thank you, Sue. Very, very much appreciate. But yeah, I actually picked up that album, and I remember, I think I made...
Wayne, thank you so much.
I either made a copy for you or gave you a couple of tracks on a collection of something of the good old Throbbing Gristle. I remember listening to it.
Oh, yeah.
I'd heard the name, I
Subhuman.
played it, and I was like, what the hell's with these guys, you know? But it kind of grows on you. There's the thing. In a short period, I remember picking up that and also a greatest hits collection from Einsters and Neubauten. And those guys are noise. Those guys beat on metal. That's what they do. It's a different kind of head. I kind of enjoy them a lot. I don't say go out and buy them if you listen to a lot of melodic music, because that's not what they do. Well, I've also heard that if you see them live, they're really there doing it on strange pieces of metal, and they're pretty amazing.
Point of order. I don't insist that my music be incredibly melodic. I don't know. There's just something about screeching tones for an extended period of time. I could get that on New Jersey Transit. You know, like I don't need that in my headphones. I could just ride New Jersey Transit without headphones and get that.
People don't want to watch 90 minutes of a play about toxic waste. They can get that in New Jersey.
Get that in New Jersey, exactly.
And I will say that as far as like high-pitched screeching noises go, on subways I wear earplugs. That's why I can still hear. So, because there's just no point. And the really long subways, like underneath bodies of water, I'm thinking of the BART system. The last time I was on there. Oh my
gosh, that's screechy.
Whoa.
That is screechy.
Oh, you're crossing a miles worth of tunnels. So yeah.
Do you remember Rocks in Your Head on Thompson Street?
Oh yeah, I remember Rocks. That was a pretty cool place. Thompson Street, yeah, I remember them. And there was also a joint.
Okay, you got to read Lisa's comment. Don't underestimate Japanese whiskey.
Oh, I wouldn't, because we actually
good.
We had a bottle of the Roku Japanese whiskey, as a matter of fact. Mm-hmm. I think it was a year and a half ago.
You just used it.
And I used the gin.
Oh.
Yeah. The whiskey was really good.
Yeah.
It was really good. And there's like 3 or 4 different levels of that. And we had kind of a moderate
Amy
level.
gets what I'm saying.
There's sort of a top shelf level that looks kind of nice, you know?
Amy gets what I'm saying. Yeah. Thank you. I feel like I sound like not a music fan. I'm such a music fan. I don't know. Like, just something about that
things.
Screeching.
Just got a comment from Lou. I don't know if he's watching. Hi, Lou. I don't know if you're here. If you're not commenting, I can't tell. But if you're watching, glad to see. We're talking about music of all sorts.
Yay!
And Lou's label releases music of all kinds.
Tiki Brian, hi. We were just talking about you. please drop the link to your show.
Oh yeah, drop that
in the comments because we were just talking about this. So
in this particular point in time, we started
link.
talking music, and so we got a question about any online like streaming or downloadable radio shows, and I thought, I know a few, and then I started spacing, and I thought, I know a lot that I can't remember.
So yeah, please drop your link.
Throw your link in there.
People are hungry for listening,
and Brian produces regular content that is a lot of fun. So check it out. There we go.
Exactly.
Yes. Oh, Power Pop. There's one big vote for Power Pop.
Oh my gosh! You know what? We didn't drop our Spotify playlist.
Oh my! Here we are. You're like yakking away, and no one can listen. And this is a great list.
This might be my best Spotify playlist ever. So, the fact that we haven't shared it is just criminal. If I do say so.
I've been talking about all of this noisy compositional stuff and noisy rock bands and things like that, and it really belies the fact that I listen to a hell of a lot of stuff that just sounds like the Beatles 1965, Badfinger, the Nas, this kind of stuff, like really high energy stuff with very tight harmonies. Even the Good Rats had that sound.
John, all right, you gotta plug in because this computer is gonna.
Oh my!
All right,
this battery's getting soft.
I am dropping the link to this week's Spotify playlist because.
Be right back.
If I do say so, it might be one of my favorite playlists I've ever made. I hope that worked. I don't know. I don't know what to say about the internet these days. He usually has to restart every morning our whole internet because he can't log on for work and everything because, I don't know. ETI Radio, VOK approved. Yes, VOK approved. So anyway.
Yes, it is.
Okay, good. So Brian shared his link. Awesome.
Much appreciated.
And I shared our Spotify playlist. So thank you, Sandra. Sandra liked it. Okay. So who knew there were so many songs about George Jefferson? I will just say that. I got on and I was like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, I had some ideas and then I just let's search on George Jefferson. There are a lot of songs about George Jefferson.
As it turns out. Some of them not safe for work, just saying.
I didn't use those.
No. You can play at work if you are at work.
Not that I am against.
You might be at work from home.
Not that I'm against they have little explicit signs on Spotify. I'm not against it in principle, but I know we have a variety of people who listen. So if you have your little kids listening and you don't want them to listen to that, don't
like to reflect and respect. These days, increasingly, any parents out there probably have the kiddies close at hand.
Yep.
So I know that several people at my workplace do. So they have to be respective and reflective of this.
I should do a blue version of our playlist.
Oh, well, that's always a fun idea.
I could do the PG-13 version and then the NC version.
Well, it's like that collection I put out every year, Merry Xmas. About 10 years ago, I decided to go a little blue and had an alternate bonus collection called Merry XXXmas. And that was a lot of fun.
That was. Internet is overloaded lately, but yeah. Exactly. I think they're trying to beef it up, actually.
Yeah, would be good. Would be good, wouldn't it?
Trying to beef it up. I don't know. I don't know anything.
Any support for that? My own company, not my personal, but the company I work for, as a matter of fact, was very attentive to connectivity issues and also capacity, where my particular department was singled out for printing capability, so made sure that I could do that. Okay, here we go. Don't do that.
Red Cross, do a cover of the Jeffersons thing. There are so many Jeffersons songs. I am not the only one who loves this show.
Well, it's a great theme in an era of some great themes.
Do you love this show, or do you just love it because I love it?
No, I used to watch it as a kid. There was
But that's not an answer.
But I didn't watch anything I didn't like, really. I mean, I remember seeing things on and I was like, I would leave the room. So, I had a sibling who controlled the remote control, so to speak.
That's what I'm talking about.
But I distinctly remember at the time, she was a big fan of the Planet of the Apes TV show, but I was a big fan of Kung Fu. So I had to watch Kung Fu in black and white. But I did do that. Now, I'm not saying anything against the Apes
Paul's
show.
deprived childhood.
The Apes show is pretty cool. And, of course, the movies, we've been watching some of them recently. They're great and all that sort of thing. But you know something? I was a fan of Kung Fu. This makes me think of movies like, speaking of Office Space. It's like, did you ever watch Kung Fu?
That's just what I'm thinking. I love Kung Fu.
Would you like to watch Kung Fu with me,
Yes.
It's a great show. It has this sort of spiritual center to it, after all. Pretty good ideas in this particular period of history, after all. But
we're not here to talk about Kung Fu.
Years ago, I saw Red Cross open up for, can I say such things on the air? Oh, it's in all adults here. I saw Red Cross open up for the Butthole Surfers. And that was a pretty interesting combination of groups. And the Buttholes, well, they, in that period of time, would get on stage for about 90 minutes and create a furious racket. It was really astonishing. And then the movies, this was a really immersive show. It was a lot of fun, Got my money's worth out of that one. But that was my Red Cross experience.
I just can't, nothing untoward about this. I just can't think of Butthole Surfers without thinking of The Simpsons.
Oh, yes.
Anyone else remember that on The Simpsons? When there was was it a hurricane? There was some, natural disaster, and Ned Flanders and
family were displaced.
Yeah.
So they were in some sort of shelter situation and passing out clothing. And who was it? Todd, who gets a T-shirt that says, "Hi, I'm a surfer, and I'm stupid."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Very, very well sort of locked in there.
I'm stupid. Oh, okay. Todd's a surfer.
No big fan of Planet of the Apes for Tom over here. So maybe as a child I made the right decision. Who knows? I just remember that one of the astronauts was James Naughton, actually. I forget who the other one was, but I think Ronnie McDowell did transfer from the series to the TV series. I mean, from the movie series to the TV series, sorry.
From the TV series to the TV series.
The TV series. The movie series to the TV series. He's in all the movies except the second, I believe. I think he was unavailable. But
he was probably shooting Poseidon Adventure.
He was shooting Poseidon at the time.
Sorry, I'm not available. I'm shooting
another large epic Hollywood sort of a thing. That's that sort of thing. And there's the very strange third picture where the apes escape back into the past on top of the rocket that crashed on the planet. I can't even begin to understand how that's supposed to happen.
I was too busy watching Love Boat and Fantasy Island.
Watched those as well, but definitely. We have some Fantasy Island on taste.
And the Jeffersons.
I watched Dallas.
The Jeffersons are still in Hawaii, by the way, on our video. And boy, those guys are wearing some polyester shirts.
Seriously. Wow. Check that out. The big 4-part series looks well worth watching on the Jeffersons.
Weezy looks resplendent. Weezy and Helen look resplendent in their gowns.
Those are some pretty good.
And the guys are wearing some polyester shirts.
That's a nice jacket, Tom. Gotta say.
Yeah.
But yeah. I remember watching Dallas as well, not because I liked the evil machinations of J.R. Ewing, but because there was some serious eye candy going on that show. So, just saying. But frankly, in retrospect, there was for the gals too. So.
Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was just very campy. You had to watch Dallas back then.
What was the thing?
I did too.
It's one of those things.
It was more about Love Boat and Fantasy Island.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and there was also a shout out for Battlestar Galactica. My sister and I watched all the space stuff, so we watched Galactica.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty hokey from time to time, but there was some merit in there. And then there was a reboot, so clearly there was something going on with the whole idea.
Yeah.
I remember also the Logan's Run TV series. Anybody? I forget who played. Was it Gregory Harrison was the lead guy? And there was an obnoxious robot.
Gregory Harrison.
And I forget who the gal eye candy was on that one. Which brings me to the TV series of Buck Rogers in the 25th century, Gil Gerard. But his sidekick was Erin Gray. And she wore some extremely tight outfits. So you see, there was a reason why the young men were watching.
You just like Erin Gray because of Silver Spoons.
Well, no. It was actually really Buck Rogers. I can admit that.
It was Silver Spoons.
And this was a hokey series. It was an extraordinarily hokey series. Even back in the day, I knew that. But Fantasy Island was too. Fantasy Island was kind of schlock, except for the fact that you had this sort of like Machiavellian, like sort of devil-like character running the island, who would sit there laughing at people.
I love Fantasy Island. Okay, Charlie's Angels.
The show that actually gives us the term Jiggle TV, except for the fact that, what do you have? It's 3 detectives or gals.
And they
hold their own.
They wrapped all those cases up themselves.
They can fire a gun. They know karate.
I will defend Charlie. Actually, there was a great Hollywood Reporter has at least one podcast. And they did one, I don't know, 6 months or so ago, where they interviewed Cheryl Ladd and Jacqueline Smith, and they're talking about Charlie's Angels, and those gals wrapped up those cases themselves. I mean, you could call it Jiggle TV, but I think that's belittling those women. They wrapped those cases up without anyone's help.
Charlie. I'm trying to think. Charles, what's his full name in the series?
Townsend.
Charles Townsend. All Charles Townsend did was finance a thing, give him a mission, and say bye. That's like Man from U.N.C.L.E., Mr. Waverly. Oh yes, you must be sending you to Bulgaria, and it's like he's there in New York, right? Well, Charlie was never even seen. These guys have to go do it on their own. The best they got is Bosley, and it's like he didn't save them.
They've got Bosley for backup.
Yeah, comic relief
for backup. Wrap your mind around that.
That's your kicker.
So yeah.
So Jiggle, yeah, this was a lot of eye candy going on, but
Cartoon Planet.
But did they kick ass?
Oh my gosh! Hi, Johnny.
Yeah. The cartoon Star Trek was actually a well-written series. I remember watching that a lot. Yeah.
I never watched that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Here we have a big thumbs down on Logan's Run. The robot on Buck Rogers was Tweaky, as voiced by Mel Blanc. Pretty obnoxious, yes. And if I'm not mistaken, probably inspired the stupid robot that appeared on the later series of Wonder Woman.
I was just about to mention
like the last season, they suddenly got this robot that wheeled around. Like, why? It's a dumbass idea.
I was just about to mention Wonder Woman.
Another one, which is like, they put the lead character in a lot of really tight suits. A pretty good reason to watch as a kid. But, got a gal who solves it all herself and kicks ass.
She took care of business.
She GCB! So there we go. We're covering a lot of 70s TV, some of it fairly schlocky here.
But we're here to talk about the Jeffersons, who are currently in Hawaii. You can't see it, but they're currently in Hawaii, which is totally green screened. Look at that.
Well, actually, I think they're really... Hey, wait a minute.
No,
that's
L.
That's Chuck. Oh, is that L? From...
No. The guy who played Kono.
It's not Kono.
No, the other one.
It's his replacement.
His replacement.
It's his second replacement.
Not L. Harrington.
No. Chuck, not Chuck Machado.
No.
But we got to figure this one out.
All right,
on 5-0.
I got to IMDb this.
Sorry, we're just completely skipping over here into Hawaii 5-0 here.
I got to IMDb Hawaii 5-0 for a second.
Again,
sorry.
And suddenly we've switched to a cop series, which is like all business. Love that series.
So I know what we're doing after this.
We're gonna start.
Oh my God! You go to IMDb and you search on Hawaii 5-0, and the current, recent
the newer
series. Comes up. I don't know if it's current, but
rah.
Oh my gosh!
Erwin Whittemire, Duke, Ariendo. I tell you,
we're both gonna be like, oh, as soon as we see this.
Okay. Oh yeah, because he actually had a performing career in shows afterwards, and he did at least one album that we have somewhere in the collection. So I'm thinking to myself, I can't remember this, but trying to remember. The
Danny Kamakona?
No.
Doug Mossman. It's Doug Mossman.
Oh, there we go. Thank you.
Doug Mossman.
Chuck, but nope.
We have him on records.
Yes. Because he actually sang and he did that sort of thing. And
Doug Mossman.
One of the other guys did too.
Kono was awesome on Hawaii 5-0.
Yeah, he was pretty incredible. Yeah, that's right, brother.
Maybe next week we'll do Hawaii 5-0.
Suddenly we have a good idea.
I know. Because we haven't had good ideas before.
I'm going to tell you.
Wah-wah. Okay.
Well, speaking of series that we have the entire on DVD, we can put some of those on. Yes. Research, that sort of thing. One thing that's interesting is that very early in the series, you will see Jack Lord take a drink or so, but after a while, he never does.
I think in real life he went off the booze.
So he probably, his character, clean.
Yep.
But that's kind of like Inspector Columbo. Like the very first pilot of that. He's taking a drink from somebody. Ever afterwards, people are always offering one little wine. He's like, no, thank you, I'm on duty. So, they thought about that one pretty carefully. Well, that is completely gone.
I haven't seen the new 5-0.
No. We have...
Nothing against it. I'm not like anti it. I just
we have a sort of recommendation. I think brother and sister-in-law watched the show. I don't know if it's still on, and said that it had merit. Although there was one episode that they thought was absolutely ridiculous. So from time to time, things fell apart.
But I can't judge it. I honestly.
Yeah. So I cannot pronounce on it.
Some rosé cava.
Can't say, but definitely just having some rosé cava.
Partridge Family.
Oh, gee. There you go.
Hello world, there's a song that we're singing.
I will say this about the Partridges. They inherited some of the songwriters who worked with the Cowsills.
Oh,
the series itself was, of course, based on the Cowsills. And they did get good singing talent. I heard an interview, speaking of WFMU, with one of the guys who was part of the group that was actually singing the backup on all of those records. And they worked hard. But David Cassidy was sort of like, he wasn't anything, and then they decided to, like, oh, you can sing. Suddenly he becomes this huge pop star because of that. So there was a thing.
Tiki Mendoza, Twilight Zone. All right, we got to do a live Twilight Zone, too.
That could be fun.
I love
That
Twilight
could be a lot
Zone.
of fun. Particularly around New Year's when there's that marathon. But I would watch the Zone any day.
Oh, and Lisa,
definitely.
Lisa says, love the tuna boat car. I call them land yachts. Yes. And the squealing tires. We always do that. Whenever we're watching, we're like, screech! Yeah, they peel out.
Well, they've got that thing.
They don't just, like, drive away. They peel out.
It's that effect at the beginning of the series. Speaking of your late lamented and ran far too short Police Squad. Police Squad is awesome in its 6 episodes. That really should have been about at least 30 episodes in a season,
Exactly.
What a crime, but it gave you some good movies. But that whole opening sequence where they got the gumballs, that's straight from 5-0. And the whole business of, like, every time that, like, Frank pulls up to a curb, he's crashing into things. So there's the thing.
Shout out to Arc 2.
Arc 2!
I love that.
Oh, we just watched one of those recently.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's an extraordinarily hokey show.
Shout out to Arc 2.
Very, very hokey show. Geez, the whole episode, their chief engineer was a chimp. It's the future, and it looks really bad. I remember when that was the case. Well, now we're in the future, and it's starting to look bad again. So what can I say? It's full circle, people.
It's the future, and I'm like, okay. All right, whatever.
But I loved those series, as a kid.
Exactly.
I don't recommend you go and immediately look up Arc 2. It's really, really pretty cheesy. But you'll see some very well-known people get starring on that show. The one we saw had Jonathan Harris playing a Fagin-like character named, imagine it'll be enough, Fagin. Yeah. I remember one with Jim Backus, who was an industrialist who had this like secret miracle grow ingredient that was toxic, This was pretty prescient, actually.
Okay, Amy loves The Tick.
The Tick! Oh, yeah. A cartoon series. That's actually kind of fun. I think it's kind of a takeoff of the Blue Beetle, which was a comic book series from back in the day. But funny. Blue Beetle wasn't actually funny. So
Doug Mossman, that's who it is.
Land of the Giants, Lancelot Link.
Oh my gosh, we were just talking about Lancelot. Well,
yeah, I was because I was thinking that you got obviously enough the Banana Splits and Lance Link, similar time period.
Yes.
Both released albums at the time because they both had songs going at all times. They're both kind of hard to find, really hard to find.
A chimp.
Except for these days, we can just go to the internet and listen to the whole thing. Yep. And I was thinking, like, the Splits album is awesome. It's really great. But then the Lance Link record is totally killer. So I recommend both of those. Yep. Speaking of your bubblegum power pop. But definitely.
But you were telling a story about how the chimps started playing the
music, yes, because
along with the record.
The thing about the Splits is it's guys in costumes, which must have been extraordinarily hot on those down stages. I'm just saying, they all lost 40 pounds. But there's just like guys like bopping around with instruments. And pretty cool instruments. I think they're all like Vox guitars and stuff like that.
It's amazing they could play in those costumes.
Yeah, it was. But they were like complete bar chords and everything. They're totally great. I'm telling you.
Cheryl, I was always afraid my hair would look like Danny Partridge.
I hear you.
The struggle.
I hear you.
The struggle.
Very specifically, and...
oh, Lisa wants us to do a Hawaii Five-0 show. Well, okay, twist our arms.
Oh, yes. Well, the truth is that, Cheryl, that like every day Danny Bonaducci wakes up and is afraid his hair will look like yours. So.
That's terrible.
That's terrible. No,
it's terrible.
I'm thinking gag. Truth is that he wishes his hair looked like yours. So.
He still has hair, though.
He does.
But you were talking about...
so, like, the thing about Lance Link is that you actually didn't have people in suits. You had actual chimps. So you had trained chimps in costume doing the whole thing and just kind of, like, mouthing while voiceover actors did the voices. It's a really crazy concept. Not unprecedented, but, you know, it was there. And they had their, like, crazy plot lines. It works kind of like a takeoff of Get Smart, as a matter of fact, in all these spy shows. I believe that the evil organization that they're fighting is named Chump, C-H-U-M-P. It's pretty fun. They work for APE, and the competition works for Chump. But when it came time for the songs, they had the chimps with instruments. And originally, they were just like having them beat around on the skins, and it didn't matter. But they would do playback so that they could match the video. And apparently, after a while, the chimps began to listen and get the rhythm. So then the chimp on drums would actually be playing drums in time. And that's kind of crazy, but that's how it looks. So watch some of those up on the YouTubes and see what happens. And I think you'll have some fun. Which
is just great news for all of you aspiring musicians. Like, if the chimps can pick it up.
If the chimps can get rhythm, so can you. But there's also a full video series of the songs from the Banana Splits album, which you can see on YouTube, too.
Lisa, Danny is so funny on World's Dumbest. I love World's Dumbest.
I wish.
I love World's Dumbest.
I wish you were not again.
Oh, my gosh. The Bugaloos. Oh.
Yeah, Bugaloos with Martha Ray as the villain. That's hilarious.
Oh, my gosh. We have so many live episodes in our future.
I will admit that of all the strange records that we own, we do, in fact, own the Bugaloo soundtrack. So,
do we?
Yes, we do.
I didn't even know that.
So, big fun.
Wait.
Jump!
Oh, Jump.
Yeah, the songs on that record are just great. And some of the songs were apparently rejects from the Grassroots. They said, we don't want to do that song. But it's a great song. So a lot of the same songwriters. And same label as the Grassroots? Yes, as a matter of fact. That is.
Well, that's great news for people who are rejected.
See? Think about it. You know, your seconds could actually be big hit records for somebody.
For somebody, yeah. But could be chimps. Lisa used to have nightmares about witchy. I never did until the Paul Lynde Halloween special.
And then suddenly she can't actually get it out of her mind. And terrible things occur.
I know.
I tell you. Well, we've got another one in us, I guess. There was, let me see if I have something in here that I was interested to make. Let me see if it's too complicated or if I don't want to bother with that.
Let's see if it's too complicated.
I don't want to bother with that.
I don't know if I can follow that recipe right now.
Who knows?
There's something called the Brooklyn tie.
Created by Jonathan Pogash, who edited this version.
Yep. I recognize him.
That's okay. It doesn't have anything to do with this show, so.
What were you going to make?
Well, I think I was going to make the Diplomat, but I'm not sure where I was going to do that. Actually, it's a pretty good-looking cocktail.
Because of Harry Bentley.
Oh, that's right.
Because he worked at the UN. Even though he wasn't a diplomat, he was a translator.
A translator. It's true.
Is there one called the Translator?
There's a band called Translator. Now we're back to rock and roll. Well, there's also...
Hi, Suzanne. Thank you.
Very early on, first season, the Willises appear in the apartment of George and Louise. And, would you like a drink? Yes, I like a Rob Roy. So George makes him one.
You're not going to make a Rob Roy, are you?
Why not?
Okay.
It might be a little late for the hard stuff, but it's not that late. Now this should be...
He doesn't have to get on a train tomorrow morning.
No, I don't. No, I get the train too, right here. This exact space is where I listen.
He's on the road to nowhere.
I'm on the road to nowhere, in fact, speaking of the Talking Heads. So...
Oh, Hollywood Squares. Thank you, Lisa. I love it when people give us themes, so...
Well, I'm looking at all these squares behind us. Just saying. There is a Hollywood Squares like Yakking album out there. We do not own that on album. So I'm not going to put it in the bag.
What, do we own it on 8-track?
Yes.
We do?
Yes, we do.
Well, I think we just found next week's theme.
There we go.
He'll just pull out the
theme if I can remember it.
8-track player and put it on the bar. And
we'll
thank you, Lisa. I think we just found next week's theme.
Slam in that tape and let it rip.
Oh,
we could start all sorts of jokes about 8-tracks. Why?
Oh, I can think of lots of reasons, actually.
Lots of reasons. I'm actually going to look into this version of Mr. Boston, because this is the real classic.
Isn't it Rob Roy
back
2
in the
ingredients?
Day. Yeah, it is. But I want to see if they say anything in particular about glassware. It's a very simple thing. It's really just a variation
really
of the classic.
A book for that?
Oh, I'm glad they said so. This one says also orange bitters. So here we go.
Which I got out.
Yes, you did. So that's a good thing. 3-ounce cocktail. Oh, fine. I have a 3-ounce cocktail right here. Actually, it's about a 5-ounce cocktail, but it'll do the job. So all this is really is a shot of scotch and 3/4 ounce of sweet vermouth. I happen to like them dry, or I might make this perfect. Let's see.
Aren't we running low on dry vermouth?
Actually, no. We have a surplus supply. So.
I thought you said we were running low.
Oh, it might be the other one. That's true. So we're going to start. We're going to make this sort of a classic way, and this will be 1.5 ounce of the scotch. This is a nice blended scotch that happens to be the Shackleton. After the Newton Explorer.
Season 1 of the Jeffersons, they drank a lot of scotch. They were very scotch-centric. And vodka, but really scotch.
Well, scotch, an imported liquor, I think it's sort of a status thing. George would definitely have been pushing it, so yeah, he would have done that.
Yep.
Tom is sort of an old money sort of a guy. You think, yeah, he's definitely very clubby and scotch. Yeah, sure. So.
Errol says he couldn't wait on success, so he went ahead without it. I love it. I love it. We gotta do Hollywood Squares. I was joking when I said, oh, we have an 8-track, and he said, oh, we do, so. And like that, a happy hour is born. And we bought a serious amount of booze. I don't even want to tell you about the liquor trip we made. When we thought like, oh boy, we have to stay home. They're going to stop us if we're out and about.
The liquor locker.
A lot of booze. So happy hour featuring Hollywood Squares next week, I think. Now we got to watch a bunch of Hollywood Squares and Paul Lynde. Who are the other center squares? I mean, there was definitely center? Paul Lynde. Yeah, the center.
Was Charlie Weaver a center square, or was he a corner square? I forget.
I think he was a corner. I don't know.
This is a 1/2 ounce of vermouth. I used a combination of sweet and dry. The sweet is Carpano, which is very nice stuff. So I'm just going to really amp this up. I think a classic Rob Roy calls for sweet. If you like them that way, go to town. I like to dry it up a little bit.
Dry it up.
I had to dry it up a little bit.
Let's dry out a little bit now and then.
Hey, it can hurt.
Getting its own ice, I see.
You were busy with comments. Oh, also the orange bitters because it calls for it.
Are you going to remember this tomorrow?
Oh, yeah. It's right there in the book.
All right.
Go.
Top myself up.
Ultimately, this will end up being a fairly small cocktail.
All right. Oh, nice. It was a corner. That's what I thought.
Yep. Thank you.
Who are the setters?
Anybody here realize that Charlie Weaver was the father, was actually Arquette? He's the father of Cliff Arquette, who is the father of all those Arquettes.
I knew that.
You did know that?
Yeah.
This should properly have, as far as I can tell,
hi, David.
A little bit of lemon peel as a garnish, but we added the orange bitters, so cheers.
Oh, I thought you were offering it to me. I'm like, oh, thanks.
I'm making sure this tastes like I want it to taste. Oh yeah, that's actually quite nice. There you go.
Who was the sinner? Oh my gosh, David's stuck in an eternal line at Costco.
Oh, Glad you've got us to wash, because otherwise it would be completely horrible.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. Scotch isn't my favorite, but
Not your go-to.
it's good. I would drink it.
I like scotch.
So,
I like a good blended scotch. So I would drink
Oh, Wayland Flowers. Yeah.
Wayland Flowers and
Wayland
Madam.
Flowers and Madam.
There you go.
Okay.
Talk about your 70s
Right.
references right there.
I guess I have my YouTube viewing cut out for me in the next week.
Well, folks.
Twist my arm.
So I've got the...
Oh, man, you lost your umbrella.
Got it back. You see it's green, like the color of money. Got the Millionaire over here in the Thurston Howell mug. Got the Rob Roy, which is very Tom Willis kind of a drink. The one that George made, it did not have vermouth.
He asked for... George said, what can I give you for a drink? And he asked for a Rob Roy. And then George went in the kitchen and tried to make him a Rob Roy, but he didn't have vermouth. So he gave him Scotch and Ripple. Yep.
Not the combination that's really...
Oh, Joanne Worley and Goldie Hawn weren't centers. Okay. Foster Brooks.
Oh, man.
Right. We have our research cut out for us.
I guess we really need to hit those Hollywood squares.
I better sit here alone in my home watching YouTube for the next week.
But definitely.
Hi, Fred.
Glad to see you. Clinky drinky.
This is good.
Well, still washing the Jeffersons over here. We recommend them. It's actually been very comforting in these several days of cooped up. I have been getting out as much as I can just because.
Okay. I'm just reading Cheryl's post.
What bitter should I use? How many bitters do you have? I'm trying to think of
I would
which is
say
aromatic.
probably Angostura, because it's easily available.
Yep.
And
you got that?
Aromatic.
If you happen to have a bottle of Campari, that is awfully bitter. If you can't smell that, you've got problems.
Yeah. Now I would I think Angostura.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you have that around your house, I certainly recommend that you have the standard model, and also recommend the orange. Then definitely.
Yeah. Yep.
But the orange would be good too, because it's got a very heavy orange peel note to it. If you can't smell that, wow.
Philip, Italian Swiss colony wine spokesman Charlie Weaver. All I can think of is Greece.
Yep.
When they're having their summer party, she says, Italian Swiss colony wine. That's real class, Jan. And she says, it says right here it's a dessert wine.
Yeah, because you're eating with Twinkies.
Yeah. Italian Swiss colony wine and Twinkies. That's real class, Jan. It says it's right here. It's a dessert wine.
Big fun.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I think we did the entire round of 70s TV. Some of it fairly quality, some of it fairly schlock.
Exactly.
Within no time at all. When you start with the Jeffersons, you may be inspired to go other places. The related series like Maude and All in the Family and Good Times. Wow. There's actually a lot of good writing happening right there.
So many shows spun off of All in the Family.
Yeah.
But I have to say that if you're looking for something to take your mind off of things in the current climate, The Jeffersons is a good one because it ran for 11 seasons. So if you're looking
for a while.
I'd like to buy a box set. Which one should I buy? That one ran for 11 seasons, so you get a lot for your money.
If you want to hibernate,
put it that way,
with the case of Prosecco and
Donna, hi.
Case of Prosecco and the popcorn, this would be a good one because it goes for a while.
I mean,
for that matter, 5-0, which ran for 12 seasons, also good.
That's another good one.
I tell you.
I've got Golden Girls.
Yeah,
not a spinoff of All in the Family, but I mean, if you're thinking of investing in a box set, it's not a bad one.
You've got quite a lot of pithy dialogue going on there.
Get a lot for your money with that one. Yeah, but I love the Jeffersons. It's 11 seasons. As you said, Hawaii 5-0, 12 seasons.
It's a lot of great stuff. You've got a show which basically starts like based around a couple, and the guy is essentially...
Welcome back, Cotter.
Oh, Cotter. Oh, see you, David.
Yeah, we'll see you later.
Yeah, we had a low battery. We had to plug in. It's very true. You basically got a show which Norman Lear described with a character Norman Lear described as a black bigot, and he shows that for several seasons, and he is extraordinarily chauvinistic about the things that he does. He's also pretty male chauvinistic, period.
Exactly.
He liberally drops epithets from here and there that I won't say right here. But
or anywhere.
The show went there, and it went back at him too. It backfired on the character as well. So I think it works very well for that. It wasn't afraid to just say things and have people feel the consequences of that.
Okay, Peter brought it up. What's happening?
Now there's a classic. With a theme by, can you name it, Peter? Who wrote the theme? Composed the theme to What's Happening. Not going to say. Somebody's going to drop it on us right now. Great composer. And unusual that he did this, but he got the contract and he delivered a great thing.
Whenever I feel too busy and I can't keep up with stuff and I'm really stressed out, I always say to Paul, I feel like running after the truck at the beginning of What's Happening in the credits when Rerun, like they're hitchhiking and they jump into the truck and Rerun's chasing after it. I would say, I feel like Rerun chasing after the truck.
The poor stout Fred Berry, like running like mad after this thing. But after all, he was a dancer, so he had something going on.
Janice, me too. I love those shows. Seriously. All of them.
Seriously.
So.
Was Waylon Flowers on the Hudson Brothers?
Was he?
Wow.
I don't know.
Okay.
Bobcat Goldthwait's Reflections on Hawaii. Oh my gosh. Okay. Thank you, ZB Willie. We will check that out.
Check that sort of thing out.
Yeah.
So I was at the Hollywood Squares, Yeah,
we saw him live. Hilarious. He was hilarious.
He was great live.
Yeah.
He was really. I think that same bill had Kathy Griffin. Now that evening had a lot of bile.
And Bobcat Goldthwait.
Points to Laurice.
Thank you, Laurice. Yep.
I knew, but you did too.
Laurice got it.
Yep.
Bobcat Goldthwait. I was watching an episode of AJ and the Queen recently on Netflix, and one of the episodes was directed by Bobcat Goldthwait. I was like, Bobcat! Yeah.
Making it happen.
Yep.
Making it happen.
Yep.
Curtis Mayfield. Oh. No, but he did compose the theme to Superfly, and which is that whole score is pretty awesome, gotta say.
Good Times and Happy Days,
Around the turn of the year, we get a little interested to watch Shaft, and we did this year, and I gotta say, that music holds up, and that movie really, really holds up well. It's really, it's pretty damn tight. It is a lot less low budget than a lot of blaxploitation films. And at the end of the day, Shaft is the coolest detective ever.
We were watching The Jeffersons last night, and you're like, wait a minute, that's Bumpy from Shaft. And it was.
It was. Moses Gunn did the guest shot. He was a great character on this. But he's great as Bumpy. I gotta say. And I'm saying that like, we were talking great detectives like, great private dicks like Peter Gunn, but man, Shaft does it. So.
I know, Shaft is the best. Patrick, hi!
Hey! What's happening? Glad to see you. Yep.
Oh my gosh. Any Jefferson's characters who have been overlooked?
Gee.
There's Lionel and Jenny.
Yeah. There's Fred the Doorman.
Ralph.
Oh, Ralph
the
Doorman. Sorry, I'm thinking of the other doorman.
Ralph the Doorman needs a cocktail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ned Werner. Would you like to make the Ned Werner cocktail?
I would like to make the Ralph the Doorman cocktail. Well, I knew nothing about Ned Werner. He might have been a teetotaler, but all right.
Can't tell you this or that, but he was Ralph, one of those character actors who did 1,000 things.
Oh, Patrick, it's great to have you here now.
Oh, I'm sorry you missed us. I hope you can see us on the rebroadcasts because they're always available, just like your show.
Well, and there's so much to watch now.
There's a lot to watch.
There's a lot to watch. But
everybody and his brother is doing live content. I know, and everybody is suffering, so people are putting out the appeal and all that. And I hope you support people that are who need a little help and are doing it.
The most supportive.
And
Patrick is
supports
the
us on
most
this,
supportive.
so I got to say
awesome.
that. One of our Patreon sponsors, I thank you very much, and we absolutely appreciate that. If you are currently doing that, great. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, there is this thing called Patreon where you could directly support what we do. So.
But while we mull that,
I'm
thinking of the Ralph cocktail, which just sounds wrong. Think about that phrase for a second.
Yes. Which makes me think of a different doorman and his approach to doing the job.
Right. I'll be right
proportions
back.
of things.
I'll be right back. Okay.
Ned Mortimer had that exact problem. Oh wow. Huh. So much, and
was Mr.
Bentley. He had unusual proportions himself.
Yeah, the elephantitis thing.
And his character, of course, had a bad back, which, at my age now, I appreciate what he was going through.
Okay, I'm thinking about this.
Think on that. We'll talk about these things. We're still talking about Jeffersons.
Keep it going.
Been watching these.
Right.
The early episodes are very pointed because, of course, they take a very all-in-the-family approach to the dialogue and the way that the characters go. And but even several seasons later, they were attacking themes. I think the writing remained pretty consistent throughout the series, and that's actually a really important thing. It's like if you watch a series that runs for 10 or 12 years along the lines of, say, Hawaii Five-0, maybe it starts to soften up at the edges. That series, we watched the entire thing stem to stern a few years ago, and it did actually start to repeat itself, and some characters decided to leave the show therefore. But even into the last season, I thought there was merit. So, sometimes it just takes good writers and a good mission and things like that. I mean, a series that ran for something like 3 years, like Star Trek, got a little goofy in its third season, although there's still some merit in there. And of course, it launched 1,000 conventions. So, what can I say? Obviously, something was going on.
I'm thinking hard about this. All right, I got it.
Oh, Patrick is thinking of the wrong person. He thinks. So maybe that's not it.
That might have been Mr. Bentley. Was that Mr. Bentley?
Yeah, I'm thinking of the actor who
Hi, Perry.
did have unusual proportions, as a matter of fact. Glad to see you. So what do you think?
Okay, but I'm thinking of the Ralph the Doorman. And I'm starting with Brandy. I'm starting with a very mid-shelf Brandy, which would be perfect for Ralph. Let me use this.
Yes.
Try not to drip too much
Spill
on
the keyboard.
All right. I did not spill on the keyboard. Okay, can you write this down, please?
I would be glad.
Doing 1 ounce of brandy. I sloshed a little bit.
Maybe there was a slosh.
All
By
right.
the way, Patrick, we did have the Harry Bentley earlier this evening. We will have that online.
Mr. Bentley,
later
exactly.
For our Patreon patrons will be able to see that.
I did not see the All in the Family live, but I heard that she showed up. That's amazing. Okay. And then I was going to do the creme de cassis, 1/2 ounce of creme de cassis. This is another variation on a Kir Royale, which is a classic.
That was a full ounce of brandy?
Full ounce of brandy, 1/2 ounce creme de cassis.
Sure.
And
Oh, yes,
then,
he was thinking of Paul Benedict. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, he did have fairly unusual proportions. Highly suitable to the character. The character is fantastically eccentric and a little out of it, but also highly educated. So, and after all, he's a translator who translates Russian, among other things. I'll personally say
what
that.
else I want to add. This is the Ralph the Doorman. He was the one that was always sort of had his hand out.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was working his trade.
Is there a wipe for the bar? The bar's a little sticky.
Pardon me, folks.
Thank you. Just want to...
Let's get this in shape here.
I've got it. Have you... Thank you. All right. Can you entertain the folks while I drop out of the shot for a second?
I'd be glad to entertain you all.
Thank you.
So what can I give them all? A little.
I always feel like we have to entertain you.
Hot pad action, a little soft shoe.
We're not always that
Not that
entertaining,
kind of
but I
thing.
always feel like we have to entertain you.
Well,
right.
We're not here to do 90
Let
minutes.
us entertain you.
Good Lord, we're almost at 2 hours. We're not here to do almost 2 hours of live entertainment every Thursday without being interesting throughout the period. I don't like to go blah, 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 because that
Although
is not
it often
interesting.
All right. Okay. I
In
got
the
the
meantime,
ginger.
I'm still enjoying the Millionaire.
I'm going to do a 1/2 ounce of ginger.
Ah,
liqueur.
Ginger liqueur. There are some really good ginger liqueurs in the market. This one comes from Vermont.
Putney Mountain Winery.
Mm-hmm.
When this whole thing is over, you could go there.
Yes.
But until then, you can't.
Until then, you cannot do that. But you can order their products online, I'm sure.
And I'm going to do half ounce of our precious fresh lime juice.
And that's going down rapidly, and that is the end of the lime juice.
This is the end of the fresh limes.
Now we have to find limes.
Oh, okay. I'm hoping they will be in our... I don't know.
So
I placed Rhoda's doorman was Carlton. Carlton the doorman. Yeah. Hello, this is Carlton, your doorman.
So that was the brandy, the cassis, the lime, and what else?
I'm going to do some Angostura bitters.
Did you do anything besides brandy, cassis, and lime?
Brandy, cassis, lime, and ginger.
Ginger. That was the ginger liqueur. Thank you.
Liqueur. So let's do 5 dashes of Angostura bitters. And you know, I am anti-ice and champagne, but
most of your ingredients are warm.
I think this has been getting a little warm, so I'm going to put 1 cube in there just to
cool things down. Nothing really wrong with that in a champagne cocktail, as long as it's about 1 cube. I'm going to top
it with my...
If it were a lot of cubes, you would get very dilute champagne, and you wouldn't like it. I'm just saying. I'm thinking of a different ginger liqueur from Brooklyn. Barrows Intense, which we recommend highly. We did an episode there. They are awesome. That is
Garfield and Friends were better than Friends. I'm sure of that.
Speaking of Lorenzo music, hello, I'm Carlton, your doorman.
Exactly.
I do not believe that Lorenzo music sung Schoolhouse Rock. I believe Grady Tate did, and he was a jazz musician drummer.
Joe Raposo.
And no, I don't believe that he did that. It was.
Can you give me the spray, please?
Oh, sure.
I'm sticky.
A bit sticky, shall we say.
Thank you.
There you go. Take care of that
Thank
business.
you. All right.
And I'm thinking of a different jazz musician who composed a lot of Schoolhouse Rock and sang some of that. And he was from Oklahoma, as a matter of fact.
Who am I thinking of?
Yeah. Why am I completely spacing that right now? Well, I know why I'm spacing it right now, but...
Why am I thinking Joe Raposo?
Well, he composed a hell of a lot of stuff for Sesame Street et al.
So. All right, I'm gonna look him up. I'm gonna Google him.
I'm thinking hard. This will come to me, or it will come to you faster. I hope it comes to you faster, because it's not coming to me very hard.
Bob Duro.
Bob Duro. Thank you. Yes.
See what happens when you Google things.
Yeah. He's like, you know, you look at him and he's kind of a funny looking guy.
Rufus Xavier Sarsaparilla. I remember that too.
Oh yeah. But he did like a lot of those, like that's really great tunes, and he's one that's got that kind of light voice, and
Bob Duro.
He sings a little laconically, and then definitely bebop vein. He's kind of funny. He also did that Miles Davis Christmas song, Blue Christmas. He's the voice on that. That's Bob
really?
Duro. Yeah.
Blue Christmas, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So he's kind of terrific. Blossom Dearie did that. If You Can Skate the Figure Eight.
Oh, that one was. Yeah. It's a little sad.
Oh, it's very melancholy.
Yeah.
It's very melancholy. I was thinking of the Four-Legged Zoo. That just kind of makes me tear up.
Well, I know. I'm like getting all sad.
I gotta tell you.
I don't want to end it on this sad note. Oh, Schoolhouse Rock. All right.
Yeah, but if you're thinking of the Jeffersons and you think of Schoolhouse Rock, you can always think of Verb, because that's what's happening.
Verb.
Yep.
That's what's happening. Yep.
Absolutely terrific. I believe that's Grady Tate. So. Jack Sheldon.
Great.
Yep.
Yeah. Jack Sheldon? Okay.
I think so.
All right.
So. Hi, Millie.
Oh, hi, Millie.
By the way, I do not play the banjo. I do not even play the guitar very well. And forget
we
about
both
you.
play the guitar poorly.
Yes. But I am increasingly playing piano fairly competently.
Yep.
For the first time in a long time. Can I sing numbers by Sweet? Can you play them? If you play, then I'll do my damnedest. If you want to like work up Set Me Free, I think I could probably do some balls to the wall.
We're working up some music videos to share with you. Everyone else is sharing music videos. Why shouldn't we get in on that?
Why shouldn't we get in on that kind of action? We've been doing live videos now for at least a couple of years, and we do videos here for
Lynn
a long
Ahrens.
time.
Yeah, Lynn Ahrens is huge. Lynn Ahrens is huge.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, and Ragtime, which we saw Ragtime. That was actually a really great musical, as I recall.
Yep.
It's kind of a classic movie, and I thought it made a great musical. I don't think it ran very long. It may have had a really good tour.
Yeah.
But like a lot of these things, like we saw last year, Tootsie, the musical.
Tootsie.
I liked it a lot. I really did. And I don't think it had a huge life on Broadway, but it should have a lot of touring ability. Not now. Nothing can tour. But eventually, yeah. So, I'm going to tell my Rob Roy with some of these bills.
Shows will tour again.
Yeah, one of these days they will. Because that couldn't hurt.
Man, I know.
So, well, what can we say, folks, about today, except if you have not been listening to the Spotify list, scroll up the comments, you'll find it.
It's the best playlist I've ever made.
She likes it a lot. I thought it was great. So
she likes it a lot.
No, I thought it was great. I thought it was a really great list. So worth your time. Spotify is free. If you don't want the ads, you pay for it. That's one of those things. That's the recommendation I can make. I've been listening to a lot of Spotify because we play for it. I've been pretty happy with the quality, and that's about the qualify, and that's like the big recommendation I can make right there. They are not paying me to do that. Nobody is paying us for this episode today, and oh well. I mean, sponsors, patrons have actually sponsored us for this sort of episode. If you'd like to be a patron, Patreon is there.
Good night, Patrick. Yeah, it's best to get out now.
Yep.
Just saying.
Please. And we've had a lot of. This is interesting. We've had a lot of great cocktails here tonight. You will see them tomorrow. If you're a patron, you'll see all of them. Thanks for joining us for a couple hours on a Thursday.
I just have to say, I recommend picking up the box set of the Jeffersons because I can't even describe what's happening on this video now. There's like a...
You're just going to have to buy the box and see.
If you want the lap dance from George Jefferson, you should just buy that right now.
It's about to happen. So...
Hi, Christine.
Hey.
We miss you too.
Miss you too.
Exactly. So, this is probably a good time to...
It's about that time.
Let this go.
I got to get the recycling out. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the recycling.
My pedestrian life, folks. But this is where we live.
I only leave the house to pick up groceries. We put in our little shopping orders at ShopRite, and they fill them, and then... we take what we can get, and
away we go.
And that's how it goes. So,
well, thanks all for joining us on two big platforms. If you have been on YouTube or Facebook, I hope the quality didn't conk out on you as it did for us on both tonight. Maybe it was just our internet. I don't know.
Okay, ZB Willie.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Lewis. Okay, wait. We gotta stop. Okay, Jack Sheldon. Okay, Lewis says, how about a family affair theme? We could do that. We could do a family affair show.
Oh yeah, Jack Sheldon for a Conjunction Junction.
Yes,
he just died.
Conjunction Junction.
I think he just died in January, as a matter of fact. Very recently.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
He's got that voice.
So many live video themes. All right, we got this.
So many choices, so little time.
All right. But yes,
thanks
people
for being
have
with
started
us
dropping off.
on two platforms. Fantastic. We will see you next week at this same bat time, this same bat channel.
I love the Hollywood Squares idea. I love the Hawaii Five-0 idea. I love the family affair idea. We got this.
We thank you for all of the ideas that have happened tonight, just because we got together in a virtual space because we can't get together in a physical space. But fun things happened.
Aww.
I hope it's inspired you to
thank you, Lisa.
Watch a little, try a little,
Cheryl.
drink a little. Take care of things. Any questions about anything?
Yes.
Just drop it in the comments later. We'll respond to everything.
Cheryl, thank you for everything you're doing.
Yes, I know what you do.
Medical people, thank you.
And it's a heavy burden from time to time.
We're in New York. You know, we don't leave the house because
it's hitting this state really hard.
It's no joke
right
out
now.
there, and it's hitting other like Louisiana, Michigan. It's hitting other states too. So.
It's not just the big city; it's getting to the entire state, and things are spreading around. This is just the way that these things
So all of you who are out there taking care of this for us, thank you. We'll just stay here making drinks, and when you're done with that, we have a bucket of drinks for you.
We'll take care of you.
Yeah.
So yep.
I'm not used to stopping this on my phone, but I gotta stop it on my phone.
Yep. You keep waiting for me to walk over there and hit a button, but
I know.
I can't do that anymore.
Thank you. We've got some great ideas from you, and we love you all. Thank you for being here, and
as always, we will see you soon.